All right, today we're diving into the world of one of the most magnificent creatures on the entire planet, the African bush elephant. It's the largest land animal alive today, a true icon of the savanna, and just an absolute wonder of nature. So let's get a closer look. I mean, just look at the sheer scale and presence of this animal. To really see one is to understand what true size and power looks like. They're just these unmistakable, majestic figures on the African landscape. And when we say large, we really mean it. A fully grown bull can weigh up to 6.9 tons. To put that in perspective, that's more than 3 large cars all stacked up. It's an almost unbelievable amount of weight for a living, breathing animal. So here's what we've got lined up. We're going to meet this gentle giant and check out its anatomy. Then we'll dive into its enormous appetite, explore its complex social world, marvel at that incomparable trunk, and finally, discover its role as the gardeners of the savanna. First up, let's get acquainted with the elephant's incredible anatomy. And these features, wow, they're not just for show. Every single one has a purpose. It's like a masterclass in survival design. So, when you look at an African bush elephant, a few things just pop right out at you, right? You've got the largest ears of any animal on Earth, that thick, cracked, gray skin, those big, sturdy, curved tusks, a very distinct dip in its back, and, of course, that amazing long trunk. But here's the cool part. None of this is by accident. Those massive ears, they're not just for listening in. They're actually giant built-in air conditioners. By flapping them, they cool down the blood flowing through them, which helps cool their whole body. And that wrinkly skin, it's brilliant. It traps water and mud, keeping them cool way longer. The tusks are the ultimate multi-tool. For defense, for digging, you name it. Even the sparse little hairs on their body help pull heat away. Okay, so you've got this massive animal. What in the world does it take to fuel it? Well, as you can imagine, it takes an absolutely enormous appetite. All right, brace yourselves for these numbers because they are just wild. Every single day, one adult elephant eats about 150 kilograms of plants. That's like eating 600 potatoes a day. And to wash it all down, they'll drink up to 230 liters of water. It's basically a full-time job just eating and drinking. And you know what? They're not picky at all. Their diet is super diverse. They eat grasses, leaves, twigs, and they'll strip bark right off a tree to get calcium. Fruits are a special favorite. And when times get tough, they use those powerful tusks to dig up roots. They'll even eat dirt from termite mounds just to get essential minerals. So resourceful. But it's not just about their size. Elephants have one of the most complex, and honestly, one of the most touching social structures out there. For them, it really is all about family. And at the center of every elephant family, you'll find the matriarch. She's the boss, usually the oldest and definitely the most experienced female. Her memory is basically the herd survival guide. She knows where the water is during a drought. She leads them to safety. Her leadership is everything. Now, their social life has this really cool name. It's called a fission-fusion society. Sounds complicated, but it's actually genius. Think of it like this. When times are good and there's plenty of food, the whole extended family gets together for a big reunion. But when food gets scarce, they split up into smaller, more manageable groups to find what they need. It's this incredible, flexible system for survival. And this really shows the two very different paths elephants take. The females, they stick with their birth family for their entire lives. They form these super tight-knit groups where all the aunts and big sisters pitch in to help raise the babies. It's a real it-takes-a-village situation. The males, though, have a totally different journey. Once they're teenagers, they head out on their own, maybe living solo or hanging out with other young bulls in bachelor groups. Okay, you knew this was coming. We absolutely have to talk about the trunk. I mean, it is without a doubt nature's ultimate multi-tool. There's nothing else like it. Okay, get this. The entire human body, we have around 600 or so muscles. An elephant's trunk, just the trunk, is made of more than 40,000 individual muscle units. That's right, 40,000 with no bones at all. That's what gives it that unbelievable combination of brute strength and delicate touch. It's just mind-blowing. So how do they drink with it? Well, you might think they use it like a giant straw, but that's not quite right. It's actually way cleverer. First, they suck up a ton of water into the trunk, up to 12 liters at a time. Then, they curl it up to their mouth and just spray it all in. So, as you can see, the trunk becomes this perfect portable water hose that they just aim right into their mouth. It's an incredibly efficient way to get a big drink of water. But drinking is just the start. The trunk's real genius is just how many jobs it can do. It's a nose so sensitive it can smell water from kilometers away. It's a hand so gentle it can pick up a single tiny seed, but so strong it can rip a whole tree out of the ground. It's used for greeting friends, trumpeting warnings, and giving itself a dust bath. The list just goes on and on. Okay, for our last section, let's talk about the elephant's massive impact on the world around it. Because they don't just live in the savannah, they are literally building and shaping it every single day. And there's a perfect term for this role. They're called a keystone species. You know, like the central stone at the top of an arch. If you pull that stone out, the whole thing comes crashing down. That's the elephant for its ecosystem. Their presence holds it all together. So how exactly are they doing all this heavy lifting? Well, it all comes back to that huge appetite. They eat fruit in one place, walk for miles, and then, well, they plant a new tree with some built-in fertilizer. By pushing over trees, they clear space, turning forests into grasslands where other animals can graze. And during droughts, they dig for water, creating water holes that become a lifeline for everyone else. They are true ecosystem engineers. So when you put it all together, the incredible size, the deep family bonds, the genius of the trunk, and their huge role in the environment, it's just impossible not to be in awe. They are, quite simply, a true wonder of nature. You know, we've covered a lot, but we've really only just scratched the surface. When you think about their legendary memory, their deep, complex emotions, it just makes you wonder, right? What other incredible secrets are these gentle giants holding?